That's big business. Hit town, but that's big pimpin'. My potential, that's infinite. Pin game insane. Make hits like King Griffin, a 10th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode
55, baby.
55 of the 10th Inning Podcast. I'm Sean. He's Dan.
And today, I got a crown. You know why I'm wearing a crown? And listen, that's a good point. I'm not wearing a crown for me today, Sean. I'm wearing a crown for a special friend of the pod. He should be wearing the crown. And that is Justin Verlander, the official king of worst World Series pitcher of all time. Congratulations, Justin. Congratulations to Zeke. I'm so proud of you, for you and your family. Let's clap it up. Kershaw, who haven't heard of him. I saw Kershaw deal in Game 5 of the World Series live, baby, in 2020. We're talking about Sean, the worst pitcher in World Series history, Justin Verlander. Doesn't that feel nice to hear?
Do we love Justin Verlander here on the 10th Inning Podcast. As you all know, fantastic wife he has. You like her too. But now we should just do a blind resume, you know? We love blind resumes.
Oh, yeah.
Don't we?
Yeah.
Don't we?
I love blind people.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Now, Dan, if you have anything you want to add, you can. I'm just trying to pull up the stats for these blind resume. I thought I had it pulled up, did not have it pulled up. It's a 10th inning pod for you right here.
Sometimes that happens, Sean. Sometimes in life, we feel like we have something. It seems like it's right in front of us, and all of a sudden it slips through our fingers. But you know what you got to do in that situation, Sean? It's persevere, push through. It's about work ethic,
power. That's what we need.
Willpower. Yeah. And if that transition seemed awkward, it's because as I was giving my beautiful speech about perseverance and willpower, my higher computer just stopped recording and shut down. And you know that's what we deal with here on the 10th Inning Podcast. But here we are. Here we are, Sean, and I'm sure, hope to God, at this point, you do have the stats pulled up, because that was unfortunate.
I do. Blind resume time. All right. Okay. Player A, player B. Player A. All right. 3-2 record. This is the World Series. 3-2 record with an ERA of 4.46, 41 strikeouts, and 7 appearances in the World Series career. Not great, but not terrible. You know, you think of the World Series, you're playing the top best competition. You expect the numbers to be inflated when compared to the regular season or even the postseason up until that point.
Sure.
Player B, 0-6 with an ERA of 6.07, 44 strikeouts, and 8 appearances in the World Series. Which player are you choosing, player A or player B?
Sean, I'm gonna take player A for sure. I mean, the player B, you know, let alone the ERA, which can be inflated or deflated depending on situations, you know, managerial moves. I mean, I don't want to harken back to it. You know, we talk about I was big on the pioneer of wins don't matter, but this guy is not even keeping his guy in the ball games here. I'm sorry. Got to go player
A. Player A is Clayton Kershaw. Player B is Justin Verlander.
It's a winning record is what I heard in the World Series.
Absolutely. And do you want to, just for shits and gigs, go over Verlander's World Series games?
Sure.
Now, all the way back in 2006 against the St. Louis Cardinals, should have been against the Mets, but that's for another day. I can cry another time. His first career postseason start, World Series start, 2006, I think it might have been his rookie year. 5 innings pitched, 7 runs, 6 earned, 2 home runs.
Not great.
Not too good. Frankly, the least amount of runs he's given up in a game is 1 in a World Series game, but every other game is 2 or more runs. And he has pitched, as I said, 8 times in the World Series. Not great. And the other night, went 5 innings, gave 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and he did not look good at all.
Where is he on innings pitched in these games, Sean? Is he getting chucked early or is he getting blown up late? Where is he sitting?
You know, he's getting chucked early when getting chucked early was unheard of back in 2006 and 2012. I'll just go through all 8. 5 innings pitched, 6 innings pitched, 4 innings pitched, 6 innings pitched, 6 innings pitched, 6 innings pitched, 5, 5. So he hasn't gone super short, but has not gone more than 6. It's also kind of interesting. He has complete innings. He doesn't have 6 1/3 or 2/3 or whatnot. But yeah, he blew the lead for the Astros to the Phillies in Game 1. They jump out to an early lead. Kyle Tucker with 2 home runs. Bada bing, bada boom, 5-0 before you can even blink. The Phillies come back. They tie it. They take the lead. JT Realmuto and Dan, what inning did that home run come in?
That came in, Sean, the 10th inning podcast. Thank you for tuning in.
JT Realmuto, a newly minted friend of the pod. The merch will be in your mailbox before you know it, JT.
Don't worry, hat is already shipped out.
Yep. Javi, we sent you yours back in April. Where's the response? Come on, that's not right. That's not right.
Not right at all. It's not right at all.
But yeah, frankly, the Astros seemed a bit cocky. Did you happen to see what Kyle Tucker had said in before the series started, the media day?
I did not. I didn't see it.
I can pull up the exact quote for you, but he said something along the lines of, I want to win this series in 4 so we can get it over with.
And Sean, frankly, that's been the sentiment even from this podcast before the series started. It's like we were trying to find a way to see how Philly can win this series because we just want it to be a competitive series. And as we've been trying to find a way how Philly's going to win any series, here they are doing it. You know, I mean, it's 1-1 series tie. They come through in the clutch. We talked about one of the big reasons the Astros were able to get through, the Mariners and through the AL, generally speaking, is because they have experience and clutch, and they come through in big moments and they don't get scared. While the Phillies may not have experience, they're almost getting positive impact from not having experience because they got that childlike innocence. They're an adolescent, Sean. They don't think they can die. They do not think they can get hurt.
Yeah.
They'll jump off a building. They're not scared down 10-0. They have no idea what it looks like to lose right now. They're playing with their hair on fire, and it's exciting to watch.
Yeah, it is exciting to watch. And I have the exact quote here. This is from Kyle Tucker. Hopefully we just win in 4. We're hoping to get it out of the way early.
And God bless. That is the hope. But obviously that might not be the message you want to send across the dugout to a team that is hot.
And they are using anything and everything as motivation. Mm-hmm. And after Game 1, it's like, oh boy, maybe the Astros are a bit too cocky, and Dusty Baker needs to rein in his guys a little bit.
Yeah.
And they did. They won 5-1 in Game 2. They once again jumped out to a 5-0 lead. And at one point, look at Kyle Schwarber had made it a 5-3 game twice on a home run that went just foul over the foul pole in right field. And then the next pitch hit a ball like Aaron Judge to right field that Tucker caught with his back against the wall in right field. Literally could not have been any closer. Also, shout out to the fans, the Astro fans sitting behind him. They didn't even reach the ball. I don't know if you saw that. That is some intelligent fans right there, because that it's real tempting to reach over and make that. That would be, I guess, a double in that case, fan interference double.
Yep.
But they didn't even have an inkling to reach for the ball, which was really smart. That's about as much of a compliment as I can give the Astros, their fans right there.
Yeah, that's about it. What do you think? I mean, obviously we both had the Astros in 6, right? We had the Phillies coming out with 2 wins, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think right now? You still thinking Astros in 6?
I'm thinking it could go 7. The Phillies, they haven't cooled off. I was a little concerned about them running into a bit of a buzzsaw, and it looked that way through a lot of Game 1, first 4 or 5 innings or so, and they got hot. So that concern isn't as big of isn't as much a forefront of my mind. Their bullpen still is shaky to me, even though they've done well in the postseason. And something that's a bit of an issue is Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler both did not exactly do well in Games 1 and 2. So they're going to need to step that up, because Ranger Suarez is not going to be the guy who's going to have to win multiple games for you. If that's the case, then you're going to lose the series. but the Phillies have shown up, and the Astros are what we thought they were. I still am going to stick with 6, but I am leaning more towards Astros in 7. I still think the Astros win, but it's going to be a very highly contested series.
Yeah, I think I didn't even. We both said Astros in 6. Which has the Phillies winning 2 games. They've only won one so far. There's only been 2 played. But even when you say that, it's like they're just going to sneak away with 2 wins somehow. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like the Phillies were going to win 2 games. You know what I mean? Like make it a real series. Because when you think about 6, it's only 1 less game than the max. But now it feels like I'm still picking Astros in 6, but I can't. Maybe I can't imagine Phillies only winning 1 more game, Sean. I'm still going Astros in 6, but I don't think the Astros are blowing any games out. I think every game is going to be an absolute dogfight.
Yeah, these are really good games for baseball as far as viewership and money and all that, the interest. Also, I think it was Framber Valdez who I don't know if he was doing it on purpose, but people were thinking that maybe he was cheating a little bit. He was kind of reaching for his belt buckle, his hat, and his jersey. He's kind of a guy who likes to change gloves throughout the game. Will wear a black jersey when he pitches, which is they only wear like 3 times a year. The pitcher has the choice. Changes cleats mid game, so he's someone who likes to try and play mind games with the opposing team. So I think that he is, because at one point he put his hand in his glove and then wiped on his shirt real quick right before the umpire was checking him, which leads you to believe he's trying any way he can to get into the head of the Phillies. And I think it's worked to a degree, not necessarily the players, but the media has been asking Rob Thompson about that. And a lot of fans have been talking about it on Twitter. John Boy has discussed it as well. Just kind of the game within the game,
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty interesting, because we saw with Joe Musgrove, the Mets wanted to check, and teams are always aware and trying to find a way to get a leg up. So
it is definitely interesting. It's something to see. I mean, they did technically cheat a little bit, right? I don't think the Astros will ever be in a World Series without officially cheating in some way or another. Mr. Maldonado using Albert Pujols' bat with a barrel a little bit too big for regulation if you came in the MLB after 2010. So congratulations to the Astros for somehow finding a way to cheat into the postseason series. I tip my cap to you.
I will say this: he still can't hit for.
No, he can't hit. No, he can't. But they tried. And you know what, Sean? If you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's the Houston Astros motto.
There's a lot of places to go. There really is a lot of places
Fiji.
to go.
I've been thinking Fiji.
Fiji. I've never been. I'd love to go.
Yeah.
10th inning podcast from Fiji.
Oh, 10th inning from Fiji. 10th
if you guys want to see that, subscribe a lot. All right, because this trip would be expensive. So just subscribe. Tell everybody and your mother to subscribe.
Enough subscribers. We'll do it. Just imagine it, guys. Just imagine. 10th inning in Fiji, me on the beach. Okay. Sipping a little bit, sitting down, feet in the sand. The 10th inning in Fiji. Get enough subscribers. You can see this. You can see this.
Yeah. I'd love that.
Everyone would.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. That's it.
So a little bit of news that we didn't get to cover in last week's episode is Bruce Bochy is the new manager of the Texas Rangers. He wanted to retire, take a step away from the game. That's why I left the Giants. I believe at this point that was 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know exactly. It might be 4. But he's back. He loves the game so much. He came back, and he's now managing the Rangers. And frankly, I think it's an outstanding hire for the Rangers. They need someone with some experience because they have a lot of talent on that roster. And Bochy's known for getting the most out of his players. He won 3 World Series in 5 years with the Giants without winning a division, and with some teams that are arguably very underwhelming when you think about World Series champions, but absolutely dominated the postseason on even years from 10 to 14. So I really like the hiring for the Rangers. They really put all the chips in the middle of the table with their signings last offseason. And this is just another sign that they're ready to win now.
Yeah, that's And not only is it a sign that the Rangers are ready to win now, it's a sign that Bruce Bochy believes in the talent that they have. I don't think Bruce Bochy comes out of retirement, comes to coach it. I mean, he's got nothing left to do in the game, nothing. So I don't think he comes back in a coaching in a manager type job. Obviously, maybe a front office position or something like that. Without him truly feeling that this ball club is something that he could do something with and win-win. And like you said, they have the talent. They have Marcus Stimson, who, as much of a slow start as he had, I mean, take a look at the end of the season numbers. He really ended up having quite a decent season. Corey Seager had a very decent season. Aside, as we've discussed all year long, probably been one of the most unlucky players in his first season in Texas. I mean, they have a good team, and I think they've made a lot of good moves bringing players in. So, hopefully, with the right guy at the helm and another good off season this year, they'll be poised to win. I mean, who knows? I mean, that roster might look a lot different. There's multiple Dodgers, I think, coming off the books that could end up in Texas by the end of the year.
Yeah, even one potentially ex-Met, Jacob deGrom was rumored to be a destination that he'd be interested in seeing or going to.
Jake and Clay at the top of that rotation. What do you think about that?
I prefer that over him of Jake going to the Dodgers or not Dodgers, like Dodgers, but I meant Braves.
Yeah.
Braves or anybody else in the National League East or National League in general.
Yeah.
That is they are moving in the right direction. They just got to bring Ron Washington back in some capacity.
That's it. That's all they got to do.
Adrian Beltre, third base coach, put someone on the team. Just get all the guys back.
Put him in third. I mean, I don't care. I bet you Adrian Beltre puts out a half decent season.
Yeah, get Michael Young back on the team there. Josh Hamilton, get him out of rehab or wherever the hell he is right now.
God bless his soul and his family.
Yeah, real family man. So I'm interested to see what moves they make this offseason, and what next year has in store for them. Some other league news that we go over here is Rob Manfred said that he does not see Oakland as a viable long-term spot for the Oakland A's. Now,
fired.
I look at it in two different ways you can look at this, in my opinion. He's telling the truth, and the team is going to move. Or the other side of the coin, people never tell the truth. And he's doing this as a way to try and force the hand of the city of Oakland to pay up and spend money on a new stadium or greatly renovate the Coliseum.
Yeah,
I think it's probably more the latter. But this has been going on for decades and decades and has not been resolved. And the city of Oakland does not seem to care. And Las Vegas is the hot spot for professional sports teams all of a sudden. So, frankly, I'd like to see him stay in Oakland just because those uniforms and the history and all that goes with it. It's Oakland. I don't know. I'm assuming it would stay with him in Las Vegas. And frankly, I keep saying frankly a lot tonight. I don't know why.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Frank. I like.
I mean, we did Pusha T Boy. Maybe we'll do Sean Frankly. Yeah. Anyway. The city of Oakland must hate Las Vegas. They just steal all their teams potentially. Yeah.
No, Oakland needs a baseball team. Oakland has such rich history in the sport for so many years, and they just need someone to invest. They need a new ownership. That's what they need. They need someone that comes in and they care about winning. They care about products. They just don't care about that right now. It is sad. But Sean, I know we wanted to keep this short, and I think we're going to get into a lot of that, obviously, in the off season. So this is a little teaser, I think, for the fans back home, getting ready to roll our conversations for off season. We'll be talking about any moves, anything that we think league news. Obviously, we'll be doing our player rankings, our top 10 at each position, player previews, projections, award projections, season projections. I can go on forever about what the offseason is going to bring. And a lot of fun special videos we got planned with some of the people that have been on the podcast before, some of the guests, and some one-off videos, just informational videos for you like we did last year. Top 10 stadiums, most underrated stadiums to visit. So be on the lookout for that. Would you like to pick any card, or do you have something else that you'd like to say to me or the viewers?
I'd love to. I'd love to pick a card, any card.
Any card, Sean. Any card you want to pick.
Any card.
Oh, I disappeared.
That's good.
Okay, right there. Mike Greenwell. He's 6 foot, Sean. He's 200 pounds. He bats. He's a lefty.
Greenwell. All right.
Throws righty. Born in 1963 in Louisville, Kentucky, Sean. He owns the 10th best career average in Boston Red Sox history at this time. Holy shit, that's pretty illustrious history. Amassed his best home run total since 1988, and this year he hit 400 with the bases loaded and batted 104 points better in day games than in night games. Quite a fun fact. Sean, this was in the year 19. I'm not seeing it, Sean. I am not seeing. This has to be. 1996. 1995. I'm sorry. Very nice. Mike Greenwell. Maybe I should know him, but I don't really know
him. He had himself a pretty nice career. 12 years all with the Red Sox. Okay. 1,400 career hits even on the dot.
It's not bad in 12 years.
126 RBIs. He had 119 RBI season once. 22 home runs is his career high. Had a 303 batting average. And the guy stole 80 bases over 12 years. Not a bad career for Mike Greenwell. He was a two-time All-Star, a Silver Slugger, and at 119 RBI season in 1988, finished second in MVP voting.
Yeah, not bad. Now, why did he retire? Did he come up late?
He came up at age 21, so he retired at 32. I'm not sure, maybe an injury. While I find that out, he, like I said, finished second in MVP voting in 1988. You want to take a guess at who won the MVP in 1988 for the American League?
88 in the American League. Can you give me what team? Give me the team.
Oakland A's.
I don't know, Sean. Oakland A's in 88. I'm throwing a blank. It's not Jose, right? No, he was later. Is it? Is it Canseco?
It is.
Oh, I did it. I did it. Look at me. You gotta have faith in yourself, Sean. Gotta have faith. God bless. With the use of steroids, congratulations. Hell of a daughter, guys. You want to do something fun tonight? Look up Jose Canseco's daughter. I'm sorry. I apologize. I think she was dating Mike Stud, a rapper that me and Sean like back in the day.
Just Mike?
Just now he's just Mike, right?
Yeah.
I think that's an accurate history of Jose Canseco and his daughter. At least I
think
hope so.
She also dated one of the Paul brothers.
Illustrious career she's having, huh?
Oh yeah.
What's her name? I'll look her up, guys. I'll give you a sneak peek. Did you find out why this man retired so early?
No, there hasn't been anything that said why. He actually played in Japan.
Well, did he have a bad last year?
I don't believe this last year was all that bad, but let me look. He only played in 77 games. He had 295, had 7 home runs, 44 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. So he a limited sample size, but he did pretty well. I mean, if he kept playing, he could have maybe reached 2,000 hits. Maybe we needed 600 hits, but he was 32, so you could play baseball for a while.
This is Josie Canseco and Mike Stud. You see, obviously here, very sad that they broke up.
Yeah.
Now let's see if we can something. If it's a Logan Paul, there you go, Sean. The next thing that comes up. Here he is, Logan Paul, Josie Canseco. Now, are they still together, or are they Splitsville too? I don't keep up.
I don't know. I'm not one to keep up with the Hollywood drama too much.
No, neither am I. That's not this podcast. You're gonna find that somewhere else, unfortunately. Her name's Josie. Well, they really took a stretch. They went from Jose, just added an IE. They just added an I, to be frank with you. All they added was an I to Jose.
That's Jose Canseco for you.
Yeah. God bless. Not a lot going on up here, man. In the top half, but has a beautiful family. Let's just has a beautiful family. Congratulations to him. Thank you for subscribing, liking, tuning in to the 10th Inning Podcast. This has been your recap of the first two games. We'll obviously be getting a recap later on in this week or next week when the series finally wraps up. We couldn't give you our picks to click answers, so I know everyone's patiently waiting for that to see who wins. Sean, obviously, with the 3-point lead right now going into the last week, because those aren't finished yet. But interested to see. Anything else you want to say to the fans at home, Sean?
I don't think I have anything else for him. I really don't.
Tell him you love him. Let him know. Let him know how much you care.
I really love you guys. Also, let me know how many times I said frankly.
Give me a frankly counter down below.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
We'll see you next time on the 10th Inning Podcast.